You know, this is not the crowd of a person who comes in second place. You do know that. The same thing happened 4 years ago. It was election eve, but by the time I got here, it was late. At 1 o'clock in the morning, now election day. The same thing happened. We had 32,000 people show up. It was election eve, but and the reason I went is that I heard that crooked Hillary Clinton.
It's working.
Clinton,
Chat's working.
Barack Hussein Obama.
Barack Hussein Obama.
To Michigan because they heard they had problems. They were supposed to win Michigan. But they did such a lousy job that they had to come and get some votes, and they came, and I heard about it. They said, "Sir, could you do it?" And I hopped in the plane. We landed at 12 o'clock in the evening. I started speaking at 1 o'clock in the morning, now election day. 32,000 people. She had 500 people. I said, "Why are we going to lose Michigan?" And we didn't. And we didn't. First time in a long time, but now we're up in the polls. We just saw polls. We're up in Michigan. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad because in all those polls where we were down last time, we won. So maybe we're better off being down a little bit. Hello, John James. I see you, handsome guy. John James, get out and vote for John. I'm going to introduce you in a second, John James. What a job you've done. You know, I have to tell you, I saw this group of people that were running, all nice people, 3 very rich people, and 1 guy that was John James. And I saw them all, right? I saw them all, and I said, wait, you know, with the wonderful invention of TiVo, one of the greats, you can play it back. I said, who was that? They said, I don't know, sir. I said, play it back. I said, that man is going to be a star. It was John James. And that was in the Republican primary. After learning about him with his incredible career and helicopter, and he's actually a great flyer, I heard the other day.
That's as loud as I can make it. If he's not loud enough, we can switch feeds because it's on a bunch of channels. I can make this work. So,
a great one, a really good one, as opposed to those that aren't so good. But his incredible background and education at West Point and all of the things he did, I said, this guy, and I endorsed him, and he went like a rocket ship. And frankly, if he had a little more support, he would have won the last time, and this time, I hear you're even and maybe even ahead, and we're going to win for John James.
Now I got to turn him down.
And he's a great guy, but I'm going to introduce him in a second. I'm running for re-election to keep jobs in Michigan. And we have got a lot of, last year before the China plague came in, we have the China plague. Thank you, China, very much. Should have never let that happen. They should have never.
You should have never. You should have never let that. You should have never downplayed it.
They didn't stop it from coming out here and coming into the U.S. and Europe and the rest of the world. 188 countries. But it is what it is, and we're not.
Our
happy
connections.
about it.
No, our connection's not great.
We're going to remember it. But we had in Michigan and in the country the greatest economy in the history of the world. There has never been an economy like that. And now we're building it again, and it's being built fast. And by the way, it's turning out to be, John, a super V. No more V. Now it's turning out to be a super V. But to put violent criminals behind bars and to ensure the future belongs to America, not to China. Because if we win, America wins. And that's what it's about. If we win, America wins. Not only does Joe Biden want to eliminate your jobs, he wants to eliminate your borders. He's promised to flood your state with refugees, and you know that as well as I do, and you see it all the time, from terrorist hotspots around the world, including...
What politician thinks another politician wants to eliminate everyone's jobs? Who says that? Why would anyone think that's a real thing? What would be the economic benefit of that? What would be the political benefit of that? Yeah, we've got a lot of death spirals going on, and sometimes it just does this and then gets a little bit better. It is getting slightly better right now, so we'll keep up. Oh, now I got green, so that's good.
Syria, Somalia, and Yemen.
Welcome, everybody, to the live stream. I'm your Kevinly father, and I'm talking with my mouth full of Hawaiian-style clusters with macadamia nuts, coconut, and pumpkin seeds. Are there pumpkins in Hawaii? Marcy, are there pumpkins in Hawaii?
Biden's pledge to have a 700% increase. He made this deal with Crazy Bernie. A 700% increase in the flow of refugees. So he wants to lift it up by...
Yes, because Trump strangled off the flow of refugees. And refugees are wonderful for the economy. And plus, we need people to work the low-wage jobs.
700%. This is in their manifesto. He's also pledged to terminate all national security travel bans, overwhelming your state with poorly vetted migrants from jihadist regions. Making matters worse, he would open the floodgates in
They would be vetted. If they're poorly vetted, that's Trump's fault.
the middle of a pandemic. And by the way, the wall, it's over 311 miles long right now.
Out of 2,000.
Doing very well. Make the mic louder. The mic louder.
Oh, he heard you guys. He says he leaned back and said, make the mic louder. His mic isn't loud enough for him right now.
Biden.
Is that better? I fixed it. Taken care of, Mr. Trump. Here we go.
They're really elite. I see them. They're not elite. You're the elite. They're
There's a...
the elite. The elite has decided.
Hold on.
Boy, have
Hold
we
on.
hurt the elite.
I gotta show you this.
You're the super elite.
Super elite, like the Super V. Okay, this is what the I don't know what it's called. So watch the closed captions here, because you're the elite, and it's, you know, the YOUR. They're Trump fans, but watch.
Not the elite. The elite. They're really elite. I see
elite.
them. They're not elite. You're the elite.
Elite, they're really elite.
The
He's
elite
talking
has
about his boat
decided,
parade.
Boy, have we hurt the elite, haven't we? You're the super elite. The left wants to get rid of me so they can come after you. It's
They're
very
the Super
simple.
League.
Over the last 3.5 years, we've secured America's borders, blocked the entry of foreign terrorists.
This is way more interesting to watch than him. Fixed our disastrous trade deals, and we have fixed all of our deals good. They're good. Come on. In fact, Biden was interviewed today on they are CNN. No, he was just interviewed today. He was interviewed by Jake Tapper, who's I find to be a nice guy. I don't think he likes me too much, and that's okay. He was interviewed on CNN, and they said, what is NAFTA something? And he said, no, the USMC, and I believe, and it said USMCA, he made a mistake. From his perspective, he made a mistake because he doesn't know what's going on, even though he's right. He doesn't know that. I'm surprised to hear that they gave him a few chances. Let's ask that question again. But we brought back our manufacturing jobs. We rebuilt the awesome power of the U.S. military. We obliterated the ISIS caliphate and built the greatest economy in the history of the world. And it's not true. We didn't build the greatest economy. It was GPA 3.3% before the virus. We are doing it bigger and even bigger than before. I got to fact check myself while I do this. This is tiring. Before the end of the year, vaccine, and we will defeat the China virus. And I have a feeling, by the way, I think the vaccine's to come very soon. We're rounding the curves, and with it, without it, we're rounding the curves, happening to see the numbers of plunging. You see how good we're doing relative to other countries and other parts of the world, but the fake news doesn't like saying that. They don't like telling you. They don't like telling you through that you next year, unless to quadruple your taxes. Raise your taxes, raised up all of the regulations that we cut next year. We will be one of the greatest years in the history of our country. At no time before has there been a clear choice between two parties, two visions, two philosophies, and two agendas for the future has ever been a vision. Like this. I'm Sleepy Joe, and yet from he's a beautiful. You know, I watch the Democratic debate, right? And I watch them up there, and he was. It's so bad. I said, there's no way he makes it if he said, and the first lady actually came in, and one time she goes, and she's a nice person, and she met this really me, it's differently. She watched the debate, and she watched Joe, and she said, darling, it's so sad. This is early on, and this is the guy I'm running against. It's so sad, darling. It's so sad. But we got them. Joe Biden is put forward the most extreme platform. Not he doesn't know a platform. He doesn't know radical left, people. It's an OC plus 3. It's burning. It's Kamala. The most liberal person in the United States Senate. You know, I tell it all the time. She topped off poll numbers. And 15, 14, 12, 12. And then she's back 12 and a half. Then it was a big plunge right down to the bottom, and then she dropped. And she dropped out. But there's never been anything like this, and no major party has ever had a candidate that's so extreme in his views. And again, he took the manifesto drawn up by Burning and the lips, the super lips, what's going by? Including a massive increase in your taxes and a total assault on your Second Amendment rights. On November 3rd, Michigan, you better vote for me. I got so many damn plants.
So angry at you. I got you a lot of plants. Is that right? I mean, have you seen what we're doing here? All the plants.
Oh, it's beautiful. It really brightens up the place. I just wish I didn't have to water them every day.
They don't want to give you credit for that. They just expanded. I went to Prime Minister Abe of Japan. I say, Prime Minister, you have to start doing something. You know, he's a great guy. He'll be retiring soon. He's a great guy. The Prime Minister of Japan, Abe. Oh, Shinzo, you have to do me a favor. You've got to send car plants over here. You know, you're sending all those cars. We stupidly don't charge you tariffs on those cars that pour into our country. I said, Shinzo, you got to give us plants. No, I can't do that. That is up to the free enterprise system of Japan. I say, Shinzo.
You just do a Japanese
you're a
accent?
powerful man, you can do it. Oh, I can't do it. The next day they announced 5 car companies are coming to Michigan, right? And you hadn't had a plant built. Now they've been building it for a number of years. But you hadn't had a plant built in like 42 years. You know, they were the old plants. And it's been amazing what's happened in Michigan, but honestly, it's been amazing what's happened in Ohio and North Carolina and South Carolina and Florida and New Hampshire and so many other places. Our country is doing great. We had to take a pause to get rid of the China virus, and we're coming around that turn. I'm telling you, you watch next year better than last year. It's going to be better than last year. Michigan will decide whether we will quickly return to record prosperity or whether we'll allow Sleepy Joe to impose $4 trillion in tax hikes, ban American energy, confiscate your guns.
Oh, sorry, I had my mic off for
Shut down
that.
the economy and tell your governor to open up your state.
I know some people don't like to hear me chew, so I turned my mic off for that.
You know, it's all Democrat governors, and I think they do it for political reasons. You know,
Yeah,
because there'll be
they're
less
not opening up
activity.
on
You'd be
this
doing even
November
better
4th.
If you had a governor that knew what the hell she was doing, you got to open up the state.
These are so good.
And also,
I want to share them with all of you.
You know, right now Michigan's lagging. Great football, great coach, great team. We want a governor, John James, that's going to let Michigan play Big Ten football this year.
That's the key part.
You've been seeing a lot of the other schools want to open Big Ten at my suggestion. How about Sleepy Joe? He said, Donald Trump is against football. No. I'm the one that says open it up. Let's play football.
Such a good Biden impression.
Disinformation like nobody.
Let's go back and watch the Biden impression.
They're liars. A lot of the other schools want to open Big Ten at my suggestion. How about Sleepy Joe? He said, Donald Trump is against football. No. I'm the one that...
Donald Trump is against football. I'm Joe Biden.
Says open it up. Let's play football. These people practice disinformation like nobody has ever practiced it. They're liars. I'll tell you, they lie.
Are they liars?
There's a chance you have a very good commissioner, and the commissioner is working hard, and hopefully very soon they'll say you're going to play football. And I hope they're not leaving Michigan out because it's never the same if they do. But you have Maryland where they have a problem in terms of playing. And the governors have a lot of power over that. They have a lot of power, a lot of say. So let's play Big Ten football, right? They want to shut down auto production, delay the vaccine. They want to destroy your suburbs. Look at what I've done for your suburbs. You know what I've done. You know what I've done.
Look what I've done for your
Anybody want
suburbs.
to have somebody from Antifa as a member and as a resident of your suburb? I don't think so too much.
Suburbs have members?
Say, darling, who moved in next door? Oh, it's
Thank
a
you, Kelly.
resident of Antifa. No, thank you. Let's get out of here. Let's get the hell out of
Antifa has a president? Isn't that Donald Trump?
here, darling. Let's leave our suburbs. I wish Trump were president. He wouldn't have allowed that to happen, and that's exactly right. I won't allow it to happen.
So Antifa members are not allowed to own houses? Is that the new law? Is that an executive order?
The suburbs are the American dream. And I will tell you, I have protected your suburbs. You know, I get rid of a regulation that played with your zoning and played with other things where they forced projects into the suburbs of our great country, and I got rid of it. They said, sir, we can amend it and make it less crazy. I said,
That's what they said. They said, I'm sure the bureaucrat said, we can amend it and make it less crazy.
Do that. I want to get rid of it. Well, sir, why don't we just do a simple amendment? It would be, I said I want to get...
I'm pretty sure that's Sarah Cooper right now. I don't believe that that's Donald Trump. They've rigged it up. That's why he's having to pause, and he's like, turn the mic up, but it's Sarah Cooper inside there.
Get rid of it, end it, and we ended it.
End it, and we ended it.
So I think the people living in the suburbs, which I know very well, I watched Westchester in New York where they were doing things that should never have been done, and it's not going to happen to our suburbs. They want to erase your borders and indoctrinate your children with poisonous anti-American lies in our schools. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. For the last 4 years, they've tried everything to stop us, and they are only getting more desperate by the day. Can you imagine if on September 3rd...
Poisonous anti-American lies like the 1619 Project, which highlights the introduction of slavery in the United States. Lies! Anti-American lies! There were never slaves!
They say, ladies and gentlemen...
Oh, is that Joe Biden saying that again? Sounds like Joe Biden.
Donald Trump has been declared the winner.
Donald Trump. I concede to Donald Trump.
At first, they'll go crazy, and then they'll say, okay, it's time now to be reasonable. They will have had it.
Who?
They will have had it.
Who will?
We were coming together as a nation. Very interesting. Before the plague came in from China, we were coming together. It was success.
We were not.
I said, what's going to bring you together?
No one has ever come together with Trump. Ask Stormy, ask Melania, ask Ivanka. Don't ask. It's just, I mean, you don't want to know.
And it was. We were coming together. I was starting to get calls from Democrats that, frankly, we didn't speak much. And I was starting to get calls, and then all of a sudden we saw the plague pour in, and we saw what was happening, and it really stopped things. But success...
Remember he shut down the country for a month and a half? Remember that? The whole we were getting along so well?
Was getting very, very close to bringing us all together. And then we had to say, let's take a time out. We got to fix this mess. And we did, and now we're coming back strong. But success brings us together, and it was happening. And then we got that terrible situation happened, and we'll never forget it. Biden and his party tried to lock law-abiding Americans into their homes while they encourage rioters and vandals rampaging through in all cases, Democrat-run cities. You know, Republican-run cities are doing very well. I hope you know that. And I hope you know, like in Minneapolis, we were asked to come in. We went in. We took
Minneapolis.
About what, 30 minutes? Unfortunately, they let almost 2 weeks go by. And if you look at what we just did in Wisconsin, which...
They didn't let almost 2 weeks go by. It was 2.5 days. May 28th, George Floyd is killed. May 25th, George Floyd is killed. May 28th, the governor of Minnesota calls in the National Guard. That's not 2 weeks. He started this yesterday on Sean Hannity's show. Now it's suddenly 2 weeks. That Minneapolis was burning for 2 weeks. No, it was 2.5 days. And the governor called the guard in before he even mentioned the guard. Called him in at 11 o'clock in the morning. This is recorded. This is part of history. He tweeted out after midnight that night that, hey, you guys should get the National Guard.
It was so amazing. 3 days and we went in. And by the way, the U.S.
Oh, now it's 3 days?
Marshals went in to get the killer, and that was the end of that. They got the killer. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, he's talking about Kenosha.
We're going to go into Seattle.
And also Portland.
The next day, we're all set, all lined up, looking forward to it. We just said, we're doing it. I mean, they actually took over a part of the city, and the mayor said, this is going to be a summer of love, right? Where do these people...
3 blocks and a soccer pitch. Yep, I was there.
People come from. But we were all set to go in. They heard we were going in. We informed them we were going in, and they sent their police to do it, and we never even had to go in. But we can solve those problems in a matter of literally minutes. Thank you.
We love you. We love you. We love you. And this is why I had to downplay the virus, because you love me, and I don't know what this is, but you love me so much, it makes me want to know. I don't cry. I've never cried in my whole life, sir.
Don't say that. I'll start to cry, and that wouldn't be good for my image.
Oh, that he was gonna
You
cry.
don't want to see me cry. I'll start to
Actually?
cry. You know, one of the fake news broadcasters, because
Yeah.
this happened the other day,
Uh-huh.
we had a tremendous crowd, like this. I mean, we had a tremendous crowd in North Carolina. They started chanting, "We love you, we love you, we love you." And you know, it's incredible. They said,
We always hurt the ones we love. No, wait, that's not it. We always downplay viruses to the ones we love.
with all the years that they've been covering presidential elections, they've never heard that chant, that we love you. No, it's very nice. No, they've never heard it.
May or may not be. Who cares?
True. You know, now they'll say, he misrepresented. 18 years ago, there was a rally held by somebody.
In
Heard
2002?
the words from
Why?
the people that we love you, sir. Now, this is what we're dealing with.
So I do remember this. This is the coolest thing. There was a president who was campaigning, and from the crowd came, see if you can name this president. He's up there, and he's speaking in English. And from the crowd comes this, "We love you!" Without missing a beat, he turns, he says, "I love you back." He didn't say, "I love you too." He just, "Love you back." That was "I love you back" Obama.
By the way, I look at there's a lot.
By the way, I look.
Look at this.
Blah, blah,
There's
blah.
people back there that can't even get in.
It's a Tasmanian
Look
devil.
at this. Now, this is what we're dealing with. And by the way, I look at there's a lot of people that look at
Blah, 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 blah,
that can't even
blah,
get in.
blah, blah.
Thank you, Michigan. Thank you.
That was Obama.
It's really nice.
Correct,
to be
Danielle.
with you. As president, I will always support
It's
the
so hot!
law enforcement.
Alexa, turn on the AC!
I was very honored to receive
Alexa's
the
not attached to the
endorsement
AC.
of the Police Officers Association of Michigan. Where are they? Where are they?
Where are they? Blah, 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 blah.
Someplace. Where are they? Thank you, fellas. That's really nice, I'll tell you. That's an honor. I have to be honest. I got it from Florida, Texas, Ohio, North Carolina, South Carolina.
Okay.
But Michigan is Michigan. Thank you.
Michigan is Michigan. You guys go on without me.
I don't think there's any law enforcement officer that is against us. What is our poll number? 99. I know they had 365,000 at one group, and they got a unanimous vote. I said, that's pretty good. How can you go the other way? You people are fantastic, and we love you. Thank you. That's great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Biden says he wants to protect black lives, but his radical platform will cut short the lives of thousands of young African-American citizens. Thousands. The murder rate in Democrat-run cities like Chicago, Baltimore, New York, so many others, is higher than in Afghanistan, yet Biden supports imposing these failed policies nationwide. You will have crime like you've never seen before. You'll have crime like you've never seen. Last week, Joe Biden proudly accepted the endorsement of the pro-criminal Portland district attorney, who has a policy of releasing rioters, criminals, and violent extremists without charge. Biden's plan, and every time I say Biden's
He's
plan,
still
it's not
talking?
his plan, it's the people that tell him what they're going to do, so please understand. I just don't want to say that every time I mention his name. So it should say, the people that control Biden's plan is to appease domestic terrorists, My plan is to arrest them, to lock them up. If Joe Biden is elected, far-left lunatics won't just be running failed Democrat City. They'll be running the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security, and the United States Supreme Court, and we can't let that happen. No city, town, or suburb will be safe. On November 3rd, your vote will save America. Remember, it's the most important election we've ever had. So I'm joined tonight by some great warriors that have...
Crime is not worse than in Afghanistan. Crime is much, much worse in Afghanistan. Murder rates in some cities are worse than Afghanistan. That is accurate, but then in Afghanistan, they don't have the most accurate murder rates.
Have really helped me a lot in Washington with the fake impeachment, the impeachment hoax.
No, it actually happened.
Russia hoax. Somebody said Russia's coming up again. Adam Schiff said, would like to find out about... I said, what about China? What about other countries? It's always Russia.
Well, yeah, it's always
Russia,
Putin.
They're at it again.
The guy just literally poisoned his opponent.
These were real warriors for all of us. They love your state and they love our country. Congressman Jack Bergman.
Nobody cares.
John Mueller. He's a tough cookie.
He's a tough cookie.
And I talked about him a little while before. I could talk about him all night.
We don't want to hear you talk about him all night.
Remember when they used to say, he doesn't act presidential? And I used to say, it's so easy to be presidential. I'd only have about 10 or 15 people here. You'd be bored. But remember, I used to do that, but I'd always say, I can be more presidential than any president in our history, except
Lincoln.
For the possibility of Abraham Lincoln when he wears his hat.
You never said hat.
That's tough to beat, John James.
That's what it's about?
But seriously, if you want to be well represented, you know, your current senator, I don't even know this guy.
TC, that what happened with the impeachment was exactly what the forefathers intended in terms of the impeachment. Now, the trial... When you have a trial and the president's party is in power and they decide they're not going to have witnesses at a trial, that was ridiculous. That was a sham.
I don't even know this guy. Nobody does. They don't know who he is. They don't even know. He comes into the office, I say, who is that guy? I know every senator. Democrat, Republican, I don't know this guy. I know your other senator, I can tell by her hair. She's got interesting hair. You know? But that was John's first crack. He learned a lot. And frankly, and I mean this, if he had more support from the Republican Party, he would have won that race. He would have.
But he lost.
But this guy, Peters, right? Peters. I say, who's Peters? Nobody knows him. He doesn't do anything. I really mean, look, and we're going to end this, but I have to tell you, John James can be...
Oh, we're going to end this.
He loves our country. He's been educated at the highest level. He was always the top at everything he's ever done. And this is what he has. And I'll be honest with you, John, I think I can tell this story. John and I were thinking about John. I was thinking about John more than myself because I know talent. And I said, you know, John, you can run for a certain House seat, right? And you're guaranteed to win. You can run for another House seat. It'll be a tough race, but you're going to win. Or you can have a tough race against somebody that nobody ever heard of. It's like a habit that they press that particular trigger. But that's a tough race. So you can be an absolute congressman, or you can take a shot at this one. He said, sir, I can do more in the Senate than I can do in the House. And that was his decision, right? Took a lot of guts. So, John, I'm with you. You have my total and complete endorsement. You have everything I can do.
All right,
Everything I can do, we will do for you.
I gotta throw these across the room so I stop eating them.
You're gonna make it. You're running against somebody that is just ridiculous, folks. It's ridiculous. Don't do it. Also with us are some other great candidates and people that are going to do a tremendous job helping our congressman.
Literally, we don't care. They don't care. The people in the audience don't care, except the people that you're talking to, specifically their name.
And somebody's doing a fantastic job and tells us we're really pretty far ahead, maybe way ahead, you know. They had a poll, I think it was a Gallup poll, they said 62% of the people are lying about their poll. Now, they're only...
No, first off, that would make no sense whatsoever, because then they could be lying about lying to the poll. They have some political beliefs that they're afraid to share. That's what the poll said. It was not a... Do you tell the truth to polls? Yo?
Lying having to do with mine, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be insulted by that or not, but we'll take it. But we could have a very big win, and look, no president has done for Michigan what President Trump has done for Michigan.
Abraham Lincoln?
And you're going to remember that.
In a hat?
And I'm going to remember Michigan. Michigan GOP Chair Laura Cox.
I bet she does.
Biden supported the disastrous Trans-Pacific Partnership, which would have been a death sentence for American...
We were never part of it. So how is it disastrous? Everybody else seems very happy with it.
Auto jobs. I withdrew from the TPP my first week in office. That was so easy. That was so easy.
Yeah, because we weren't actually in it.
You would have been making cars. You would have been buying cars from foreign lands. We have enough of that. Biden supported the horrendous South Korea deal that would have wiped out U.S. production of the pickup truck, which is the pickup truck is the most profitable thing the auto industry makes. You know why? We have something called the chicken tax. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's a tariff of 25%, and it keeps other countries out of here. And it expired, and South Korea didn't want to do it, but they did it. We got it right back, and we put it on for a long time. And now you're making, but remember this, go check it out, the chicken tax. I'll tell you why someday at another meeting why they call it.
Because he doesn't remember the details of it. We've talked about the chicken tax before. The chicken tax was a tax on chicken feed. It got extended and extended. This is the way tariffs work. And suddenly it was a tax on trucks coming into the United States. That's why the trucks are so profitable, because they have to be made here. Otherwise, there's a huge tariff on them. So if Toyota wants to make trucks, they have to make them here, etc. So Ford got around that by making its transit van in Turkey, you know, because labor in Turkey's so cheap. But anyway, they make the van in Turkey as a passenger van. They bring it over here. They strip out the seats, and they sell it as the Transit, which is a cargo van. The Ford Transit is little boxy white vans. They're big now, too. I just saw a big one today. Sometimes they're red, but usually they're white. Anyway, that's the chicken tax, and he's not right. He's not going to tell us about it because, I mean, when was the last time Trump didn't tell a story? Never. And then I was at the ramp, and I said, I held to the general. I said, General, you better hold on to me, because I was ready to grab him so fast, and I ran the last 25 yards of the ramp. Trump's a storyteller, but he doesn't know what the chicken taxes are.
Maybe you don't want to know about it.
Well, no, you don't know about it, because there's details to it, and you told that story at Ford, and Ford is the one who's cheating on the chicken. Everybody does. I think Volvo does as well. I mean, Volvo cheats on everything. Volkswagen cheats on everything.
But we're keeping those small trucks, and we're keeping our whole industry good, and we're expanding our autos now, our cars, and we're doing a great job of it. And I want to thank everybody. Doing a great job.
That's it. Red Sox films, just Trump 2020. That's all you've got to say? Well, okay. Can't argue with that. Hold on, guys. Trump 2020. So, well, you got my vote.
And by the way, many other things in Michigan. Biden supported the outrageous fuel economy standards that have hammered the auto industry, and I reversed that rule. I actually reversed it, and it helped millions of families be able to afford?
No, because the auto manufacturer said, yeah, no, we'll keep doing it. We're good with it. Why? Because California, New Jersey, etc. all said, no, we're not getting rid of those standards. Those are really good standards, and we have filthy air. What with all our forest fires because of gender reveal parties.
Afford a car. The United States lost 500 auto and auto parts factories under the Obama.
Okay, families that can't afford a car, they're not buying new cars. They buy the used cars. Everybody should be buying the used cars. I mean, quite frankly.
Biden disaster. Before the virus, my administration added over 200 new auto and auto parts plants. In 2007, how about 200? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
200.
I don't even know how to fact check
I
that.
thought it was a little less than that. Wait,
I think it's way less than that.
200. It says 200. Do you believe it?
Oh my God, he's using a teleprompter. And he's obviously never read it before because he's shocked. That's the prep work this guy does.
That's a lot. You know,
Sex 202p.
I have a choice between teleprompter and freelance.
Oh,
And
you're
I
talking
hate
about
to say
teleprompter.
the freelance is always a hell of a lot better, but
Yeah. It is. You should just go freelance. You should just freeball up there, sir.
You remember,
Sir?
well, I actually got elected because of freelance. We didn't have teleprompters.
That is complete bullshit. He was using teleprompters. The first time he used his teleprompter was, I can't remember the date, but when he gave his speech on foreign policy and talked about Tanzania, that was the first time he used the teleprompter.
There were no teleprompters.
There were all kinds of teleprompters. Come on, man. We have video of you using teleprompters in 2016 over and over and over again.
Think of that 200 we're talking about.
Remember? Yes, here. I have that ready to go. Thank you, Lizzie Dog. That's beautiful. This is 2016. He's reading the word xenophobic or xenophomic, and he's never read it before. He doesn't know what that word is. So when he reads it in 2016, xenophobic, he's talking about Hillary, calling him or his fans, half of them are a basket of deplorables, and xenophobic and Muslimphobic, Islamophobic. That's what it was. Anyway, this is him reading a teleprompter in 2016. I happen to have that always ready to go because they always get xenophobic wrong. Here he is, xenophobic. President Trump on a teleprompter in 2016.
She called these Americans every name in the book: racist, sexist, xenophobic, Islamophobic.
President Trump reading from a teleprompter that he never did in 2016.
About 200 plants. I thought it was a much lower number, and I
It
thought
is.
you should put me in office based on a much lower number. At 200, you have no choice.
I don't. Does somebody want to fact check that? I have no idea how to fact check how many auto plants there are. Maybe census.gov, maybe BLS, but I don't think BLS tracks that. I've tried before to track the number of factories because there's all kinds of claims about the number of factories coming and going. I've never found an accurate source.
Yesterday, Biden was
Yesterday.
He said, I better get out of... Yesterday,
Love is such an easy airplay. All my troubles seems so far away. I believe yesterday.
Biden was in Michigan. He said, I better get out of the basement. This guy's starting to do very well.
Yeah.
Lying about his lifetime of cold-hearted globalist betrayal.
What was
Biden
that?
checked in NAFTA, perhaps the worst
Biden's starting to do really well. Yesterday, I was trouble.
trade deal in the history of our country.
Uh-huh.
And he continued to embrace and promote NAFTA for decades. And I told you, he just said it was not as good as the deal I made. I can't believe, oh, they're giving him hell tonight. They're giving him hell. What did you say that for? Boy, oh boy, yeah.
I watched that interview, and I don't know what Trump is talking about.
Hayden. Joe Hayden.
Oh, hey, thank you, David. I was hoping you were watching. Kristen, that's not a real name, VP at the Center for Automotive Research, said there have been 5 new auto assembly plants announced since Trump took office. 3 in Michigan, 1 in Alabama, and 1 in Texas. So that's... thank you, David. Everybody thank David with Snoops, even though he's making up people's names.
Look, this doesn't sound nice. I'll say it, and they'll criticize me for it. You watch. But
This doesn't sound nice.
I have the distinct pleasure of running against the worst presidential candidate in the history of presidential politics. I really believe that. I really do.
Can I talk to you about the Whig Party?
Can you imagine if I lost to him? I'd have to say I lost to the worst candidate ever put up. Don't do that to me, Michigan.
No more years.
Don't do that. Biden supported China's entry into the World Trade Organization, which, by the way, was a disaster.
It was not.
China was flatlining for years
It was not.
and years and
China
decades,
was
and it
growing
got
by
into this
10%
World Trade
year after year.
Organization with all
Although, consistently, they were hitting 10 to 12% for decades. So that's flatlining, really, at it's a very high flat line.
sorts of advantages. Just a terrible, terrible situation took place. And that's when China became a big, powerful economic power. But if you look at the numbers just before the plague, now the numbers are different. We were going up, up, up. We were beating them like a drum. They weren't even close. We were gaining. We were number 1 by far. For years I've heard that in 2019, China was going to surpass us. Well, in 2019, we gained a lot on them. We were doing great.
I don't know what's happening.
We'll be doing even better next year. You watch. Yesterday, it was revealed that a fund partly owned by Joe Biden's son, Where's Hunter? See, his first name, I now name, his first name is Where. Where's Hunter?
It's Where's.
He must be a brilliant guy because with no experience, he's taken more money from more countries. He had no job and then he became rich. But Where's Hunter facilitated the sale of a Michigan automotive company to a leading Chinese military defense contractor. Does anyone know that China's military got yet another piece
I don't
American
know.
manufacturing?
I don't know if anyone knows that. I don't know what he's talking about.
Made a lot of money on it. A lot of money.
But yeah, if a company was sold to China or any other we are full of foreign companies' investment in the United States. That's how things, I don't know why that's a bad thing. That's money coming into the United States.
What about Ukraine? He got $183,000 a month, $3 million up front, and he had no experience with energy, working for an energy company, by the way. What's your experience?
Well, he'd been a lawyer for several years. He was a lawyer in the Navy. He was on the board of directors, multiple boards of directors. He was board of director for Charity. He was board of director for Amtrak. And he was the vice president's son.
What's your experience with energy? I don't have any, okay?
What's your experience in the White House, Jared Kushner? What's your experience in politics, Ivanka Trump?
We'll pay you $183,000 a month.
Thank you, David.
And we'll give you an upfront payment, Hunter, of $3 million. Will that be satisfactory? He goes, yes, I'll take it.
Did they give Hunter $3 million upfront? I don't know, honestly. It's that there's the numbers on this are all over the board. Rudy Giuliani keeps coming up with this evidence and not showing it to anyone. But OAN has him on every 8 minutes, and he's got his own podcast. So, people with their own podcast, that you gotta believe them. But this just doesn't seem to be stinking. It does seem to be stinking. It doesn't seem to be sticking at all. They've been trying this Where's Hunter for over a year now, and people just don't seem to care at all. Like, you don't even see the Wares Hunter. That for a while they're doing the impeachment trials. They were selling the Wares Hunter t-shirts, and nobody cares. Moving on.
Would anybody here not take that deal? Anybody, please raise your hand. It's one guy, right? You must be a pretty rich guy. If Biden's elected, China will own America. Washington vultures like Biden
That's like the third time he said
ripped
that.
apart entire
Today.
towns all across your state. Michigan lost half of all manufacturing jobs after the trade deals that Biden supported. And by the way, I don't know if does anybody remember, like 12 years ago, long before I thought about running for president, when I enjoyed my life, I had the greatest life. Where would we like to go? Let's go to Monte Carlo this weekend. Let's go.
Go ahead. No one is stopping you.
No, I had
Oh, wait, no, Americans can't go to Monte Carlo. Right? My bad. I totally forgot about the whole virus thing. I thought we'd turn the corner on that.
great life. But I was honored. I was doing very well. I was honored in Michigan. Does anybody know that?
This is a completely made-up fabrication. There is no Michigan Man of the Year.
I was given Man of the Year award by somebody.
Not... He doesn't even know. He admits he has no idea what this fake award is. I don't know. Who gave you this Man of the Year award? This guy? What was his name? Mr. Glass? What was his first name? Pencil? It was Pencil McGlass, I think? And he gave me an award as the Man of the Year. Did you live in Michigan at the time? I don't know.
And I came in.
Uh-huh.
And I spent like 45 minutes talking about how you've been ripped off, how all your auto companies are leaving and going to Mexico, and by the way, to Canada too.
Oh, yeah?
But how they're all leaving and going to Mexico and Canada. I spent the whole time talking about it. I said, at the end, I felt embarrassed. I said, I hope I haven't insulted the state too much, but why do you let this happen? I stopped it. I stopped it. Won't be happening. Won't be happening. It's not going to happen anymore. Biden took a sledgehammer to your state. Earlier this year, I kept my promise to Michigan workers when we ended the NAFTA nightmare that everybody said was impossible to end, and when we signed that brand new U.S., Mexico, Canada agreement into law. The USMCA includes powerful wage protections to keep auto manufacturing jobs right here in Michigan. Now they have a tremendous disincentive to leave Michigan, fire all of our workers.
I heard about that, Garden Expressionist. Man, year, Michigan, woman, car. Man, year, Michigan, woman, car. He remembers it. It was 10 years ago, and he still remembers it.
Go to Mexico or Canada, make the car or the product, send it in here without tariffs. We end up with closed factories, no job, and no taxes. That's not happening anymore. That's not happening anymore.
I thought taxes were bad.
But you remember how bad it was just before I took office. It was like an avalanche of companies leaving our country. I also took the toughest ever action to stand up to China's rampant theft of Michigan jobs. Biden has vowed to remove these tariffs and allow China...
Is he just reading the same page on the teleprompter? Is his teleprompter stuck? Is that what's going on?
...to resume its pillaging. Just so you know, China's paying us tens of billions of dollars a month.
Just so you know, they are not. Not the way the tariffs work. U.S. brokers are paying those tariffs and passing the costs on to you.
Before me, China never paid anything. They didn't pay us 10 cents. And you know what I did with some of that money? I gave it to our farmers. I don't know if we have a lot. Do we have farmers here?
Yeah, 28 billion.
Raise
Yeah.
your hand, farmers. It's not bad. No, I gave $28 billion to our farmers because they were targeted by China. They were targeted. They said, you know, and that's what they did to the past other presidents. They said, if you do this, we're going to stop doing business with your farmers, and you're not going to be able to get any votes, and you're going to lose the Midwest and all of that. And I said, you know what? Do whatever you want.
Ah!
To Sonny Perdue, Secretary of Agriculture, a great guy. I said, Sonny, how much are they being targeted for? Sir, $12 billion the first year, 2 years, 3 years ago. And then $16 billion, a total of $28 billion. I said, that's okay. We're putting tariffs on everything they send into our country. 25% was going to raise it to 50%, also 10% and 12%, all different tariffs. We took in billions and billions, and I said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take
And then Kamala, she dropped out of the race.
of that, the 12 and the 16, $28 billion, and we're going to give it to our farmers who were targeted, and our farmers are doing great.
Da 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 da
Joe Biden would do that? He wouldn't have
da 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 da.
Hillary wouldn't have had
Young
it.
man.
Crazy Bernie wouldn't have. Nobody would have had a clue on that one.
Young man.
And by the way, we had billions, tens of billions of dollars left over. You know what I did with that? We
I
got
don't
into
know.
the U.S. Treasury, right smack into the heart of the U.S. Treasury.
Yay! The national government
We're still getting
repository
those
for
tariffs, even though we made a
funds.
trade deal with China. I said, no,
Woo!
you gotta leave
U.S.
the tariffs alone.
Treasury!
Schumer went, well, I don't like the deal. First of all, he didn't like tariffs. Then all of a sudden he loved it. But when I made the deal with China, I left the tariffs on 25% and some different amounts. But I left tariffs largely on. And nobody could believe it. They said to Schumer, what do you think of the deal? I don't like it because he got rid of the tariffs.
That is the worst Schumer. Schumer's from New York and he's 140 years old. Well, I don't like it. I mean, that's a bad Schumer, but that is 80% closer than this knucklehead. Watch this Schumer.
And nobody could believe it. They said to Schumer, what do you think of the deal? I don't like it because he got rid of the tariffs. I said, no.
I don't like it. And he stands up straight. That's not how Schumer stands, by the way.
Believe it. They said to Schumer, what do you think of the deal? I don't like it because he got rid of the tariffs. I said, no.
Sir, what do you think of the... I don't like it.
No, we left the tariffs on. This is what it is. No matter how you do it, no matter how good the deal, they'll say it's no good. Because they don't love the country. They don't love the country. Remember that.
Is that
Joe
it?
Biden's agenda is made in China. My agenda is made in the USA.
Oh, yeah? Well, I don't like it. Play him off. YMCA. Da 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 da. Young man, and you're all on the road. You can go there.
That's a nice plane.
And it is a nice plane.
Somebody said to me, your plane's just as nice as that. I said, no, it's not. That's Air Force One.
There's more TVs. It's not even close.
Always that's the...
I watched Lou Dobbs. I watched Kennedy.
Billions of dollars to
I
save
watched
Michigan
Hanny
slums.
Tucker.
I'd forget. Right? Forget
I
all the
watched
problems
Laura
they had.
Ingraham.
For years and years, they fought over the money to do it. We got $300 million to the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative, and we have done a job on the Sulaks. They were rotting. You weren't going to have anything come through the Sulak. It's all done. That deal is all done.
The what?
It's all done, right? Thank you. Thank you. Where are
Thank
my
you.
guys here? Good job, right? Even though you're law enforcement, that's a good job, right?
What?
2 months ago, I also issued a major disaster declaration in response to the catastrophic flooding caused by the failure of the Edenville Dam.
Edenville Dam!
Where are the people from Edenville? Edenville, yeah, good. No, that was a terrible thing, and they're working very hard right now.
Edenville Power!
Providing more than $43 million in federal funds to help homeowners, businesses, and communities in central Michigan to recover from that catastrophe.
We're having a great time here in Springfield! You guys are so much better than
Damn, I think we're gonna have to sue
Shelbyville.
the company that has it. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't know why we're doing it. I'll tell you why we're doing it. Our great congressman. Thank you, Congressman. Great job. Thank you. Great. He called up. He said, sir, we have to do it. It's a private dam. I said, well, if it's a private dam, don't they have to do it? Say it will never happen, right? But we'll end up getting some of that back, I think. Great, great representative you have. I want to tell you, he fought like hell. Thank you. Perhaps in no area.
Perhaps in
our opponents more thoroughly.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Bobcat Goldthwait.
On the subject of immigration. Under my administration, we've achieved the most secure border in American history. We've ended catch and release, stopped asylum fraud, and we've deported over 20,000 vicious gang members and over 500,000 criminal illegal aliens.
Illegal aliens.
As I said, we've already built over
310 miles of a wall. It's good so quickly.
Averaging about
brand new
beautiful miles every single week.
It'll be finished very short. The closed captionings are somehow ahead of him.
$1 in the U.S. military, all made in the USA, by the way, all made in the USA. You know, with the fake news today, I said, and we have systems and missiles and rockets and military and tech. We have systems that you've never even seen before. President Xi has nothing like it. Putin has nothing like it. Nobody has anything like what we have. And they said, is he giving away military information? No.
Yes.
I'm saying we have the greatest weapons in the world. That's what I'm saying.
You're not supposed to discuss that, though.
They said he may be giving away classified information. You don't have to worry about it. These people are sick. Never speak well about our technology because you're giving away classified information. Now,
yes.
I just want to let people know we have the greatest systems, the greatest equipment, and the greatest people anywhere in the world. There's nobody like the U.S. military.
Tell us how the systems are powered.
We have the most powerful military in the world.
Nah.
And when I took it over, it
was the most powerful military in the world.
Trouble. It was exhausted from these ridiculous, endless wars that last 19 and 20 years.
Still in those wars.
Those soldiers are starting to come home very big. You know that, right?
Like this?
Coming home.
That's how you drive through Paris in the fog.
The first new branch of the U.S. Armed Forces in nearly 75 years since the Air Force. We launched the Space Force. Very, very important.
Very, very important.
We passed the Mission Act. We call it VA Choice and VA Accountability. We hold people accountable if they don't treat our vets good. You're fired. Get out. You're fired.
He's basically a Bond villain. That's what he is. That's it. You'll never figure out, Mr. Bond, what the systems do. Well, I'd like to learn more about these systems. Well, I won't tell you that the volcano top opens up on a sliding vector scale.
We did more in
my Bond villain switched to a completely different character. That was the scientist. There was the Bond villain, and then an old Bond, more of a Roger Moore Bond, not a Connery Bond. Well, I'd like to know more about your system. He's too Scottish. And then that Scottish guy ran in, and it was Fat Bastard. I want my baby back, baby. And then another guy who's like a German scientist is like, German vectors, right? Because the first guy was French, and he hired the German guy. And then Bond was all like, oh, I'm going to get out of here. I'm not doing an accent for Bond right now. I want to keep it clean so that you guys understand. And then Chuck Schumer jumped in. Well, I don't like it. And then this is a treatment right now. That's what we call a script before it's fleshed out. These are just ideas we're throwing out there, and if you don't like them, just throw them right into the recycling.
47 months than Sleepy Joe Biden did in 47 years. That's true. We did more. That sort of Has a nice ring to it.
I'm dead
Think of it.
sexy.
We did more, and it's true.
It's true.
Take a look. Space Force by itself, that would be a major achievement.
Oh, hi, Rich.
And
Rich
with
is
us,
here,
we
buddy.
did so many things. But we did more in 47 months than he did in 47 years. It's true. It's true. And a lot of what I did is destroy some of the horrible things that they did, including regulations all over the place. I withdrew from the last administration's disastrous Iran nuclear deal. We paid $150 billion, $1.8 billion in cash. We ought to speak to law enforcement about that. How do we send $1.8 billion in cash?
Rich can go back and watch it.
You guys ought to take a look at that, please. I kept
Who?
my promise, recognized the true capital.
Who's he having
Israel,
take a look
and
at the
opened
Iranian money?
American embassy in Jerusalem.
You get to watch Austin Powers at work?
Every president said they were going to do that. None of them did it. For decades and decades, they all said. And I tell the story. You know, it was...
Do you have to
hard
tell the
thing to
story?
get done. It was
Can you
easy
tell
to
the story
talk
about the
it in
chicken
campaign.
tax, Uncle
We're gonna
Donald?
open up the embassy in Jerusalem. We're going to make it. It becomes automatically the capital of Israel. That's everybody said it for very, very many decades. For decades, many presidents. But I realize now why it wasn't their fault. Because as soon as I got in, I was lobbied by everybody. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Don't make the capital of Israel, Jerusalem. Don't move your embassy. Okay, so it went on and on. And then I said, let's do it anyway. It's true. And the word got out. The word got out that I was going to do
And
it.
walked
and
amongst
I was
us.
called by every king and every queen and every prime minister and everybody was calling me, please, sir, don't do it. Please.
But wait, you
So
didn't
I
answer.
did what we sometimes will do in business. I
You
told
said,
them
I'm not
when a
here.
king calls,
Yeah,
when somebody calls,
I'm busy.
here.
I'll get back to him.
Somebody calls,
Yeah.
tell them I'll call them back in a few days.
Right. The same people that called you and you held up the phone to your ear and said, please don't do it. Please, sir, don't do it. Those people. Then you said, I'm not here. I'll call you back in a couple of days. Same people.
I'm sorry, sir. He won't be able to speak right now. He'll call you back on.
I'm sorry, but this story is worse than my Austin Powers James Bond mashup. This is just pathetic. He's got to keep it straight. There's no continuity here.
Wednesday. Okay, thank you very much.
I don't like it.
Wednesday I announced that I'm doing it.
They thought it was funny. I heard some laughter from the crowd there.
And then I got on the phone with 18 different companies. I go, hey, how you doing? You called. I'm just returning your call. Oh, it's too late, sir. We called about Israel. It's too late. I
All,
said,
all
"Yeah,
the
I'm sorry,
companies?
we got to
You
be
called all
honest."
the companies back?
Companies. I go, hey, how you?
Not the
And
countries.
then I got on the phone with 18 different companies. I go, hey, how you doing? You called. I'm just returning your call. Oh, it's too
And they say, sir, this is an Arby's. Companies. Called back 18 different companies.
late, sir. We called about Israel. It's too late. I said, yeah, I'm sorry. I wish you got to me a little bit sooner. I recognized Israelis.
This bleachers, all the bleachers in Michigan are like big time. Oh man, that's an Israeli burn! Woo! Wait till they tell everybody in the Knesset. I don't know why they're apparently from the outskirts of the Bronx. I don't know what my accents are today. I can only tell you one thing. I don't like it. Any of them. And I apologize to you because this is a freebie. I'm not charging anyone for this one. This is on me.
Sovereignty over the Golan Heights, and we
Oh,
achieved the
love you
first
back.
breakthrough in Middle East peace in decades. And by the way, on Wednesday, I believe of next
Cool,
week,
Rich.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and as you know, the country, very powerful, very respected country with a great leader,
Yeah.
UAE,
UAE.
coming to the White House.
Ken, you did this earlier today. Can you tell us his name? Or maybe it was yesterday. I can't. The days are all just flowing together now. Can you tell us the name? The leader of the UAE that you've mentioned multiple times in the last couple of weeks. Historic peace deal that you just got nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. Do you know the name? I'll give you a hint. Starts with Khalifa. If you just say Khalifa, we will give you full credit. Khalifa bin... Say anything at that point. Do one of your magic... Khalifa bin... We'll give it to you. We will give you full points for that.
We're going to sign...
Yeah, with...
an agreement that has
President?
been signed in many decades.
President...
It's peace...
Uh-huh.
and its recognition of Israel and all of the things nobody thought it could be done.
His Excellency...
You know, it's an amazing thing.
We've moved on.
I don't say this out of ego, but I was nominated for the...
We would have accepted Wiz Khalifa. Here we go with the Nobel Peace Prize.
Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, Nobel. So, my bad.
And
I'll put this away. Oh, here's my old bell. If he gets something right, I can fact check
now,
it.
I have to tell you, that's sort of a big thing. And the networks and most of the news didn't cover it. Could you imagine? When Obama came to office, they said, we're going to give him the Nobel Peace Prize. He actually said, what did I do? I didn't do anything. He didn't do anything for 8 years.
That's a great Obama. Welcome. Thursdays are impression night, kids.
But he said, what did I do?
Come on down to Yuck
They gave it
Yucks.
him in a
Tip your
matter of
waitress.
Weeks, right? Weeks. And with us, we've done so much. We have done so much on so many different fronts. Remember North Korea? Remember they were going to be at war with North Korea? Where's the war? Where's the war?
North Korea. Rings a bell.
Where's the war?
Where's the war with North Korea? Well,
and we have a good relationship with Kim Jong-un. Who knows what happens? All I know is we're not in war, and that's okay. They said, but he gave away so much. I said, I gave away nothing. No, he gave away so much. When I said, what did I give away? You know what they said? We don't know. I said, here's what I gave away. I gave away nothing. They said, oh, but you agreed to meet. Oh, I see. I agreed to meet. So now they're saying, I agreed to meet. It was such a big deal. Instead of being in a war, I think agreeing to meet is okay, right? And we did. He's a different kind of a guy, and he's a smart guy, very smart guy. We get along. You know, getting along...
Dictator, murderer, but yeah, smart guy.
Along with foreign powers is not a bad thing. We're trying to teach that to the media and these idiots that ran our government for so many years. These fools. These fools.
That's called appeasement, and you might want to look up Chamberlain. Chamberlain is a gentleman you might want to... Does he read? Does anybody know if he...
You know, you got nuclear...
Whoa, hold on. Jordan was bombed? Like tonight Jordan was bombed? Is that an update? Steph? Steph's trying to get my attention. What is going on, guys?
Weapons, you got big armies, big navies. He gets along with Putin. That's a terrible thing. No, it's a good thing if I get along
Jordan
with
was
Putin.
bombed
He likes
tonight.
me. I like him. Not so bad. He gets along with Kim Jong-un. That's a terrible thing. No, it's a good thing. I'm trying to convince him. It's okay. It's okay not to go to war. It's really okay. He gets along with President Xi. He gets along with Prime Minister Abiy. He gets along with a lot of people. And it's okay. That's a good thing. It's really hard. These stupid people that have been running this operation for 30, 40 years, and they come out against me. And all they did is stick us in these endless wars. We're fighting for sand and blood. Sand and blood. Syria, what do you get out of it? You get sand, you get blood, you get injuries, you get death. These people don't know what the hell they're doing, and it's one of the reasons I got elected. I can tell you that.
Ya Allah.
We don't like his foreign policy. And this is said by one of the guys that got us into the war in Iraq, got us into the Middle East. So it's we're doing a great job. We're doing a great job for you. We're doing a great job for Michigan. Just to finish in the Middle East, we killed the founder and leader of ISIS, al-Baghdadi.
Looks like one bomb and or chemical explosion. Could be a chemical explosion, could be fertilizer like we saw in Lebanon. I don't know. No one is taking responsibility yet. Yeah, that doesn't look like a bombing. Typically, there's more than one spot when you bomb. And we'd be getting reports of multiple cities sometimes. But again, I don't know. I don't know what's in that area of Jordan.
And by the way, we're pulling back and we're doing everything so beautifully. If we do get into war, we win the war. We don't fight for nothing. We fought for nothing. We don't ever want to have war. But if there is a war, nobody's going to even come close to being able to beat us. And we won't be depleted from fighting in all these ridiculous locations all over the globe. You people know that a lot better than the idiots in Washington that have represented us for 35 years. We took out the world's #1 terrorist and the mass murderer of American troops. Qasem Soleimani is dead. We kept America out of new wars, and we're bringing our troops back home, and they're coming home very rapidly. You see that? Sleepy Joe Biden voted for the Iraq War. He supported the defense sequester that gutted our military, destroyed our military, set us back so many years. I got rid of it immediately. He opposed the mission to take out Osama bin Laden. He was against it. Everything he did, he was wrong on, as said by Gates, you know, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of everything. He was sort of like, he had more jobs than any human being I've ever seen. But he said everything that Biden was for was wrong. He opposed killing Soleimani. He oversaw the rise of...
He did say that, actually. Gates was not a fan of Biden at all. Gates is a Republican, by the way. Obama would do that. He would have Republican members or GOP members in his cabinet, which Trump doesn't even have, like, minorities in his cabinet. So that's kind of cool. Actually, that's not true. Ben Carson is a minority in terms of most people are humans. Good night, Danielle.
ISIS, he was unable to do anything with ISIS. You know, I had the leader of a very important country in my office recently, and he said, and I'll probably refer to the press, they'll say, who is it? He said, thank you, sir. You were the one that got rid of ISIS. I said, I was the one? You're actually giving me credit? He said, absolutely. When you took over, ISIS...
Well, no, the Kurds got rid of... But ISIS is still out there, 10,000 plus strong. They just don't have a caliphate.
In Iraq and ISIS in Syria.
Reminder, Al-Qaeda has never had a caliphate.
Syria was all over. It was growing at a level like we've never seen. You came in and you absolutely wiped it out. Happens to be...
This has got to be over by now. Right? We're done?
The man that said that happens to be the leader of Iraq. And he was very nice. He was very generous in his statements. He came to the White House 2 weeks ago.
Uh-huh. Does he have a name? Does the leader of Iraq have a name?
And we cheered as we looked at all of the success that we've had. But he really oversaw the rise of China as a positive development. Remember, he said, no, it's a positive development for America and for the world. He's been in Washington for 47 years. Now he's all of a sudden going to change. He's going to change. Not going to change. Don't forget, he was in Washington in his prime time, which was never considered great. And now it's no longer prime time. When I banned travel from...
Is he talking about his youth when he says prime time? Because prime time is a television term.
From China, Biden called it hysterical and xenophobic. If we had listened to Joe,
he got it right.
Thousands more Americans would have died.
No, sorry, he didn't get it. Biden didn't call the ban from China, which wasn't a ban. He didn't call that xenophobic. He calling it the China virus xenophobic.
From the China plague, Biden was
that's xenophobic right there, calling it the China plague.
willing to sacrifice American lives on the altar of
If who's okay? What are we talking about? I'm missing out on the chat room here, guys.
open borders. And now Joe Biden is once again hurting innocent people with his dangerous anti-vaccine conspiracy theories.
No, he's not anti-vaccine, he's anti-Trump. That's all there is to it. So am I.
Millions of lives around the world at risk. And the only reason he's doing that is...
But if this encourages more people to get vaccines because they're angry at Joe Biden and they're going to take vaccines to own the libs, I'm all for it.
He knows we're right next to having a vaccine. So he wants to belittle the vaccine because he doesn't want us to get credit. But
I would take that bet, Todd. I would bet $10,000 those words were spoken because Trump said those words right in front of the Iraqi leader in the Oval Office, and the leader didn't say anything because the leaders know all you got to do is flatter Trump, and he'll give you whatever he wants. That's how it works now. Quid pro Joe, right there.
But again, it's not him, it's the people surrounding him. When the virus...
Oh, it's not his fault, but it's not him. It's the people surrounding it. I don't know how you can try and make people hate someone who's controlled by everybody else, who has no idea, doesn't even know he's alive.
Largest national mobilization since World War II. Recently, I visited the workers at Ford's...
Oh, yeah. There's no explosion in Lebanon, was there?
Historic Ravensville plant, who converted their factory to produce tens of thousands of ventilators after we invoked the Defense Production Act. And they've done a fantastic job. Not a single American who has needed a ventilator has been denied a ventilator any time in our whole country.
Wait, there's been explosions today in Lebanon again? What the hell is happening over? I thought we had peace in the Mideast. Jared promised.
They needed a ventilator. We had nothing. We were left bare cupboards. I always say the cupboards were bare. We're delivering life-saving therapies and have achieved among the lowest case fatality rates anywhere of any country in the world.
Well, we don't. We're not even close. Did he just say anywhere of any country?
Cupboards were bare. We're delivering
Cupboards were ample.
life-saving therapies and have achieved among the lowest case fatality rates anywhere of any country in the world.
Not true. I mean, maybe bottom half? What does that mean? One of the lowest. Out of 200 countries, I'd put that top 10, top 15, but we're not even close.
Europe's excess mortality rate is 24% higher than the rate in the United States.
A huge fire at Beirut's port has blackened skies and sent waves of panic throughout the devastated city. Yeah, there's still more fertilizer there. They know that. I hope it's not the same situation.
You don't hear that from the fake news. America will prevail over the China virus. As Franklin Delano Roosevelt said, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. That's it. We're doing very well. As the British government advised the British people in the face of World War II, keep calm and carry on. That's what I did. This whack job that wrote the book, he said, well, Trump knew a little bit. They wanted
Wait, Joe Biden wrote the book? That sounds just like Joe Biden.
To come out and scream, people are dying, we're dying. No, we did it just
Nobody wanted you to come out and scream that.
the right way. We have to be calm. We don't want to be crazed lunatics.
You don't want to say that pretty soon it's going to be close to zero. And you don't want to say it's getting smaller. We don't want to say it's going to go away. It's going to disappear. We don't want to say at the end of the month because of the hotter weather. We don't want to say in April. By Easter we're going to be open up. I'd like to have a rejuvenation of the nation by... he didn't say that, but that's actually quite good. By Easter. What did he say? American Resurrection. That's what he said. You don't say that stuff. You're honest with the people. Churchill was honest with the people. Roosevelt was honest with the people in his fireside chats. and was more capable on a ramp.
When Hitler was bombing, I don't know if you know this, when Hitler was bombing London.
Okay, update from Garden Expressionist. Jordan says electrical short caused arms depot explosion. Says no casualties. Well, that's good.
Churchill, great leader, would oftentimes go to a roof in
Uh-huh.
London and
Yeah.
speak. And he always spoke with calmness. He said, we have to show calmness. No, we did it the right way.
He never said calmness. But Churchill, I promise you, Churchill never used the word calmness.
And we've done a job like nobody. All of those great generals, all of those great admirals, our great Vice President Mike Pence,
Uh-huh.
they did a fantastic job.
And they're done?
Our doctors, and they don't get any credit because they want to discredit us as much as possible because they want it to carry over to November 3rd, but we've done a fantastic job. I think we've probably done the best job of any country, certainly of any major country anywhere in the world.
How could we check that? How could we check
Through
that?
our historic relief programs, we've saved more than 1.6 million Michigan jobs and over 128,000 Michigan businesses. Michigan has already gained and regained more than half of the jobs that it lost, and if your state was ever allowed to safely reopen by your governor who doesn't have a clue, she's like Joe.
So the state's regained half of the jobs it's lost, so it's still lost half the jobs. The glass is still completely infected with coronavirus. Don't touch it! But it's full of bleach, so we're probably good. Johns Hopkins, let's see what the rating is today. 1, 2, 3, 4,
You would
5,
have
6.
regained far more than that. Open up your state, Madam Governor. Open up your state.
We're still the 6th worst country. We were the 5th worst a couple of days ago, so 6th worst, getting better. All hail President Trump, Trump 2020. Did he call Woodward a whack job?
Just like crazy Nancy Pelosi, your
Uh-huh.
governor is a liberal hypocrite who lives by a different set of rules. Her husband was caught trying to put his boat in the water on Memorial Day weekend. While she
And was told, no, sir, we can't do that. And he said, oh, okay. And that was that. And then, by the way, we don't know that it was her husband. It could have been just a whack job pretending to be her husband.
was ordering the people of Michigan to stay in their homes and forcing businesses into bankruptcy left and right. The Biden agenda would collapse our economy and destroy this great opportunity that we're having right now. He would
This is the coronavirus? You say coronavirus. I say coronatunity.
impose job-destroying regulations that would demolish the auto industry. You know, on regulations, it took, in many cases, 18, 19, 20 years to get a roadway or a highway approved.
Yeah.
For legal Social Security. Remember?
Oh. I think that was it. All right. Should we... Did I hit the end of the broadcast? No. I skipped way ahead. I don't know what I hit. Oh, there's YMCA.
And you're lucky I'm here because your Second Amendment would be gone if I wasn't.
Okay, that stuff.
True strength. January 1st. And further reduced health insurance premiums and the cost of prescription drugs at a level like you've never seen before. I've already signed it. Favored nations, the drug companies are not happy, I will tell you. Just all you have to do is take a look at all the ads they're running against me.
We saw one.
Favored nations where we pay whatever the lowest is in the world, we pay that number. We will protect Medicare and Social Security.
I don't know, some wacky's happening with my keyboard. Has anyone seen any of the drug ads? Remember years ago we found one, we watched it. We had to go ferret it out on the YouTube or something. Has anyone actually seen drug companies advertising against Trump? Because I haven't seen one.
Security, and we will always protect our patients. We will always protect our people. We will protect your pre-existing conditions.
Like before.
America will land the first woman on the moon, and the United States will be the first nation to land an astronaut on Mars.
And
we will restore patriotic education. You know what I mean by that?
I will kill your friends and family to remind you.
And we will teach our children to love our country, honor our history, and always respect our great American flag. And I don't know if you saw it, but during the Democrat National Convention in caucus, they took twice. I thought I was sort of, maybe they made a mistake. You saw that. They took the word God out of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Really? We're still doing that?
And then they said, oh, well, maybe it was a mistake. It wasn't.
This is like going to a Billy Joel concert, and he's like, okay, now I'm just going to play some songs from Cold Spring Harbor. Sit back. What?
That's where they're coming from. Don't be foolish. That's where they're coming from, and there's nothing that sleepy Joe Biden can do about it. For years, you had a president who apologized.
General question: if I throw something from here through the screen, will it hit Trump right there? Don't send the Secret Service. I'm just asking. This is a physics.
For America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America and standing up for Michigan.
Ah. Oh.
So get your friends, get your family, get your neighbors, and your co-workers, and get out and vote. So
twice. An astronaut.
Grand Rapids to Saginaw.
Did we put an astronaut on the moon?
From Kalamazoo to Mackinac, and from Flint to right here in Freeland, we stand.
Didn't he drive out to Mackinac Island? Wasn't that his convoy, or was it the vice president's convoy? There's like an island that you're not allowed to have cars on in 2016. Didn't he or Pence drive onto Mackinac Island where you're not supposed to have? Did I?
On the shoulders of generations of Michigan patriots who gave their blood, sweat, and tears for this beloved nation.
Okay.
This is the state where Henry Ford invented the assembly line.
I don't think he actually did.
General Motors, Chrysler, and Kellogg revolutionized entire industries of the American Midwest. This is the state where tough.
Wait, he said we're putting a. Oh yeah, well that's yeah. We're going to plant the American flag on Mars.
Nation in the history of the world. And
wait, was I singing during that? How did I miss that?
We are.
Or are you guys like watching other feeds as well? You guys watching multiple feeds of Trump? Pence went to Mackinac Island.
Citizens like you help build this country.
Yeah.
And together we will be taking back our country. We'll be taking it back from people that don't love our country, and that take back is almost complete. We have to win on November 3rd.
Wow, I've had 8 people dislike me too.
We're returning.
Leave my little likes up there.
The American people.
8 people. You know what?
Help,
watch this. I can do this.
Drive,
ha! Take that, working. Bleachers.
We are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to keep on winning.
I only did it once.
Winning. We are going to keep
winning. Winning.
Vote for John James. John James. We need John James. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together with the incredible people of Michigan, we will make America wealthy again.
And safe. And make America.
We will make America strong.
Strong again. Yeah.
We will make
America
proud
again. We'll make America virus free again.
We will
How about
make
America
safe
again.
And we
And
will
we will
make
put a Nash
America
on
great
Mars.
again. Thank you, Michigan. We love you, Michigan. Thank you. Thank you.
Ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. My royal subjects. You're my favorite subjects. La-di-da-di-da. La-di-da-da-da-da. Well, I think that's enough live streaming for today. That is correct. He's doing the double fist. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Finish it off, boys. Patriots. Oh, he's doing. I'm going to do you. Going to both sides. John James. He's the worst YMCA in history. That's an S. Though there's no. It's a YMC. There's none of this. And that, well, there's a lot of this at the YMCA, and a lot of this at the YMCA. That's, you can get yourself clean and go there. A lot of stuff happened at the YMCA. Watch the stairs there, sir. Go down nice and slowly. There you go, still clapping. Still clapping. Still clapping. Pointing, clap. Jerking off in my face. Cleaning up. Okay. Oh, he's still hanging around. He's saying goodbye. Oh, I'm a lot louder without headphones on. John James is a hunk of shit. His name is my name. Okay, kids. You be good. I hear laughter from outside this outhouse studio, so I should go check that out. Yeah, that's it for tonight, I think. I don't know what's happening tomorrow. So many things. Just get back on the plane, Trump. You know what we didn't do? We got to do a mic check here, Rich. We got to go back to the beginning and see if he walks up and adjusts the microphone needlessly. Let's go right back to the beginning. This is for producer Rich right here. Here he is. He's on the podium. And he's jerks off the face. And then he's waiting. That's a big mic. And he puts it up and he puts it right back where it was. Okay. Good. Does he do it again? Does a little more waving. That's once. Come on. Go for the double fist. Go for the double fist like you did at the end there. Double fisting. Oh, you're so disappointing. Well, at least I did it the one time. So that makes... oh, here it is! Yes! Double fist, baby! Ah, God. It's been a great night. Okay, guys. That's it. I'm done. That's enough. All I can tell you is today has been a day, and there will be many more like it. I have something called thumbs up for some reason on here. Hold on, let me see what thumbs up is. Oh, that's that up in the corner. Yay, we're finishing the broadcast with more thumbs up than thumbs down. So that's good. Kids, guess what?
Where are you going?
Kevin, is this helpful to Joe Biden?
Wait, what? Well, I don't like it!